Now it'll be in the interest of the teams of Cork Buckley Solicitors, Lee Strand Ireland and the Scottish team not to do any great chasing here. Although in the bunch there behind we saw from the Carlow team Paul McNally, John Walsh from Cork, Alan Clark, Erin Sheridan, Rob Lynn there as well. It's colourful, it's attractive, and today it's high speed. Declan Lonergan, what a good rider he is, has been for years, showing outstanding potential, and has been working on the bike in America in recent times, and by all accounts doing extremely well. Some good wins under his belt. Roddy Riddle, one of the two Riddles in the Scottish team, and the third member there is Gary Scott. But you can see that Declan Lonergan is absolutely determined to keep the pace moving. Generally all round a very fast stage indeed. No loitering in these races, but still always the eye and the ear of teamwork. You've got to be listening to instructions, and you've got to be watching every break, every move. But it's a strong Ireland Lee Strand team of Robert Power, Conor Henry, Philip Collins and Declan Lonergan. Good experienced riders who've been around the international scene. Well, here's the breakaway three, and still nobody coming out of the main bunch to come across and join them. Scott has a look around. That's Gary Scott from the Cork Buckley Solicitors team, number 92. Declan Lonergan, the now familiar ponytail at number 4, and the Scot is Roddy Riddle. And if they do bit and bit, which means they take the turns at the front every 40-50 metres or so, well then they should hold on. But one man is determined to go up and join them and keep them company, and that's the American George Espinosa. This is a strong rider, very determined, knows his business and minds it alone. No chase there, obviously from the Irish team. It's in their interest not to chase it down with Lonergan up front. And the Scots won't chase either, and neither will the Cork Buckley Solicitors team, who has David Harrigan up there well on GC, and Andrew Moss and Robert Murray. Espinosa shortly to join them, and the trio is about to become a quartet. So they have all the voices there now. See the policing there, make sure they don't go up the wrong road. What a strong man Lonergan is. Really determined. He had a very good first day too, Declan Lonergan, in the prologue. He was second in the prologue. In fact, the Lee Strand Ireland team had 3 of the top 5 on prologue day on Saturday the 14th of May. And Lonergan was well up there on the next stage as well. So it's a good aggressive Ross, Fbd Milk Ras for Declan Lonergan. Espinosa strong, as you can see there on Lonergan's wheel, and taking his turn up front is the Scot Roddy Riddle. 28 seconds they've been told. So it's a considerable lead, but can they hold it? It's a long way. And already they're saying that this is well up on the fastest schedule here. So much goes into that, tactically, physically, mentally. But a lot of riders peak for this particular event on the Irish calendar, which for years has produced some of the very, very best riders. This is the Preem line across the road, and it's Stephen Callan from the Stretford Bay West team who takes it. Points for him in the King of the Mountains category. And when you see the race stretch out like that, it's a sure sign that the speeds are up. Yellow jersey of Tommy Evans. It's going to be hard putt to hang on to it today. The going is tough on the road, and as you can see, the tough get going. It's a big thing to defend your yellow jersey. The Antrim Giants Secule team, Mark Kane is in it, Brendan Graham as well, and Barry Monaghan, and Ian Shivers, the Ireland international. all sitting around to try and protect their man. In a race that's pretty well coming together again. Number 1, Robert Power there, tucked in, of the Lee Strand Ireland team. Robert, extremely good rider. Certainly no hanging about on this stage today. Really fast one into the county of Mayo. Gary Scott suffering just a little. Well, there's no sign of distress right up here at the front of matters. Stephen Callan, number 65. George Espinosa having a look. So is Riddle the Scot. And so is Declan Lonergan there briefly. Lonergan doing another spot at the front. Determined to be in the shake-up today. Back there, on a quick shot earlier on, we saw Gethin Butler, who's pretty well up on general classification as well. It's going to be a tough day for Tommy Evans to hold the yellow jersey because, of course, the yellow jersey is what really matters, particularly the final one. It's 5. Looking good, looking strong, and if they work together, get a pact going here, they can manage to stay away.
It's down here to 15.
Been a lot of looking behind there by the Scot Riddle, Roddy Riddle, but Espinosa looking as strong as anybody. But behind there you can see the bunch, a little foreshortened by that camera shot. Mark Kane, number 69. Mark's a very good rider, not in his interest, of course, to work because he's got his own man, his teammate in the yellow jersey. Bill Moore, we saw there. There's Bill, riding for the Meath East team. It's Lonergan, though, from Espinosa, from Riddle, taking their turn at the front uphill. Towards the end of the stage now, riders beginning to get tired, stress beginning to tell. 110 miles is the stage today to Westport in the county of Mayo. I believe there may be 17 or 18 riders in that lot now. Lonergan doing a bit of housekeeping. Make sure that the body needs are taken care of, and he has stocked up. Lovely style on the bike is Declan Lonergan. Nice position, very strong. Familiar ponytail. Was first seen in the modern cycle game on the head of Laurent Fignon, the twice Tour de France winner. Up there goes Conor Henry. Just having a little word with the powerful Lonergan, making sure everything's all right. This is teamwork. Everybody has to do their bit. Ask the questions, get the answers. Now, of the riders who are in contention now, Gethin Butler from the Lancaster team has come up there. As you saw, Conor Henry, Lee Davis, good rider Lee Davis from the British team, Enda Murray from Meath Avonmore, Mark Daly is in that lot as well, Michael Fitzgerald Tipperary, Matthew Rogers Bristol. And it's beginning to look very much as though it will be a gallop at the finish today. But who'll have the legs? And who'll have the power when it comes to it? Certainly all long day, Declan Lonergan has looked immensely strong. The organisers certain at this stage in the race. Will it come from the ranks of the Lee Strand Ireland team? Or is the American Espinosa one who's strong and might make his way back, but loss of time on one of the days really cost him a lot? We'll never know the true story of whether the young American would really have won the Ross. But a powerful rider and name to look out for. Farrell. Still doing that bit of chasing. Approaching the town of Clonmel. Steeped in racing lore. The first man through is Michael Fitzgerald, just pipping the veteran Bobby Power. We believe that Bobby is the second oldest man in the race after Sean Lally. 22 cyclists together at the speeding station outside Clonmel. But not too many of them are hungry on this day. And here is Espinosa. One of the ones to get across. Said earlier, a very strong boy. You always feel he has the potential to just ride away from Danny Storm of Holland, riding well, now 4th overall, 44 seconds behind Steve Farrell. He was in yellow earlier in the week, the Dutchman. Bobby Power, here he is, the great veteran. And no doubt a word for us.
Trying to get a good shot. Get a shot of my family when you come into Carrick, right?
Well, that's telling them and lining us up for it. But the riders themselves now lining up for the backbreaker at Jenny's Hill, Category 1 climb. And Les McKay is the man who's showing the way. Good style, Les. Doesn't seem to be distressed at all. And a good ride for him. Followed by Ian Chivers.
Go on, let's see. Go on.
And who's that there again? Why, it's Espinosa. George Espinosa. And now we'll have right in front of our eyes a display of climbing from this American. We saw him sprinting earlier on, working, bridging across, an almost one-man team. And here he is showing the way on Jenny's Hill. King of the mountain points here, and no argument at all who's getting the lion's share of them. Scott MacDonald next, then Les McKay, and then Ian Chivers. Looking at Les McKay, Chivers, Martin, Riddle, MacDonald, and George Espinosa. Out of the saddle, not exactly killing himself either, probably just trying to keep a bit in reserve for the finish. And here's the reason why. George Espinosa takes it. On his wheel is Roddy Riddle of Scotland. Good sprint here for third place to be taken by Scott MacDonald from Ian Gilks. And then the Belgian, Paleman. And Lonergan comes in out of nowhere almost, it would seem, in 8th place. Now Steve Farrell gets the yellow, but is he entitled to be in the yellow? This needs explanation.
Well, tomorrow I'm not very good at sprinting, and there's three second bonuses on the finish line, which Declan is a very good sprinter, so hopefully there'll be riders in front of me and Declan tomorrow taking those bonuses. If it comes down to a sprint, I think Declan will beat me.
There's 3 sprints of 3-2-1 each, and all I have to do is win 1 or 2 of those and make sure that Stevens is not in the top 3 on those sprints, and just stay in the finish, stay in the bunch for the finish, and hopefully I'll have the yellow jersey. But really I'm going to have to have my wits about me and stay at the front and make sure nobody gets away before those sprints.
Here's the visual slow-mo evidence of Lonergan and Becker's wheel. Reassessment by the judges found he at the same time as Farrell, but on countback was entitled to the yellow jersey. Declan Lonergan.
This is the first time I've ever worn yellow in the Ross, and quite a proud moment for me now. So I hope I can keep it over the next couple of hours and have it in Swords at about 4 o'clock.
So off they go from Naas to Swords. Just a couple of pieces of news coming from the peloton. Richie McCauley on his way to Belgium just after the race is over, and we wish him the best of luck. As we watch Les McKay here from the Dublin Fingal Manor Farm team. He's always been willing to give it a go. But what a successful Ross it's been for the Lee Strand Ireland team as well, of whom we got a glimpse there. McKay here, claiming his bit of television time, and why not? But at the front, the Irish team doing a bit of marshalling to defend the lead. Held by Declan Lonergan of Waterford. Larry Sutton and Michael Gray here, doing their little bit. This Irish Lee Strand team of Robert Power, Conor Henry, Philip Collins, protecting the man in yellow, Declan Lonergan. A happy, proud day for him. A man who's always had tremendous potential. And about to realise one of the dreams of every Irish cyclist, to win the Ross. There've been some great ones over the years have won it. Paddy Flanagan and Shea O'Hanlon, Peter Doyle, Stephen Roach, Billy Kerr, and in recent years, an absolute gaggle of Irish ones. Number one here is Robert Power, perhaps a winner in the not too distant future. Philip Collins, number 3, and you can see that as a team, this is the duty today. All Lonergan really has to do is stay on the bike and be careful and watch, because those bonus seconds on the circuit and Swords could be the deciding factor, will be the deciding factor in the Fbd Milk Ras of 1994. There's Lonergan and Robert Power. But what happened was that Declan Lonergan got a puncture. What a crucial time. And the team went back, and it's a high-speed work by them to try and get him back onto the race. This is the absolutely vital time of the Fbd Milk Ras of 1994. The entire Irish Lee Strand team together, doing bit and bit, high-speed stuff to get the yellow jersey up to the race. Panic, I'm sure, setting through the bones of Declan Lonergan when the puncture happened. Punctures are really routine in road cycling, but on a day like this, when every second counts, well, it must have been just for a moment anyway, a bit nerve-wracking. And it's hard enough, as you can see, to get back on to this high-speed race. It's got to be said, too, that Steve Farrell, with whom Lonergan is level on time on this last day, showed his great sportsmanship in not attacking when he knew that Lonergan had punctured. That's what sport really is about, apart from the winning. But a great day for Declan Lonergan. And still they chase. And still we wonder how long more before they make contact. Robert Power, Conor Henry, Philip Collins and Declan Lonergan, and they've made it. It's like a team time trial. They're guys who are out the back though that they're passing, so they've a bit more to do yet. Well, this is great stuff. Normally the yellow jersey can sit in and just hold on, but when it happens as it happens, Lonergan here, a bit of extra bonus work has to be done. Mission accomplished. The team is back on. Lonergan is back on. The yellow jersey is safe. Ben Wilson here from the Stretford Bay West team is on the attack. With his Irish team at the front of the bunch, are not going to allow anything like that to happen. And this is a preem at the end of lap 1 in Swords. Gary Scott's the one who takes it. Look who's second, the yellow jersey of Declan Lonergan, and that's a bonus, 2 seconds. So something more in the bank for the Waterford man. There, taken by the Dutchman. Two of the Irish up very strongly, Conor Henry and Declan Lonergan. They're in second and third positions there on the stage today. Checking back on the seconds, Danny Stam, the Dutchman, still in the lead on GC. Ian Chivers moving up in time, and Lonergan must also be in a very strong position. Neil Martin for the Manchester Irish Heritage Team having a little bite to eat. Let's make sure that the body is well fed and that water is taken so that dehydration is not given a chance to set in. Little individual pieces of action. Right up again to Declan Lonergan. For a long time, one of the very best riders in this country. And I think if we had a track in this country, actual track racing, is a man who always fancied would do very well on the track. Alas, we don't. An indoor track, I mean a velodrome. So they're all pretty much together on the way to Ennis in the County Clare, and today's speed is the fastest of the 94 race, ahead of even the fastest schedule. The race organisers make out a schedule for the race on the what they call the book, and they have a slow and a medium and a fast schedule. This is ahead of the fastest one on time. And contributing enormously to it are the two Irishmen, Conor Henry, a couple of years ago, that brilliant win in Britain, and Declan Lonergan. And they get waiting for this thing now, and the PA announcer trying to get them going. Arthur Farrenhout, the Dutchman, is up there. Declan Lonergan is looking strong as well. And it's the Conor Henry, Ronnie Riddle, the Scot, is there as well. And it's Farrenhout. Farrenhout, I believe, who took it. And Declan Lonergan and Conor Henry took the second and third positions. Good ride again for the two Irishmen. Danny Stam, though, will still hold the yellow jersey. And they're still battling for these precious seconds into Ennis. Yellow jersey's through and still leading.
The leader of the Fbd Milk Ras
is Danny Stam.
The first group was escape, and I heard that they got 51 seconds. I thought it was a lot, and I tried to drive it close, but it just came to 40 or 45 seconds, I don't know. But I just have to do it alone with the American. Nobody else was driving. I do my best, and it was enough. The riders are strong, a lot of them, and so it would be quite difficult to keep the yellow jersey. I just have to look at how it's going now, and we shall see.
Up with cycling, and after a grueling journey around the country, the Fbd Milk Ras came to an end last Sunday in Swords. Now, Waterford man Declan Lonergan, who was in with a great chance of taking the race after 2 seconds in previous years, and we can see how he fared with Jimmy McGee, who describes the action of the last two stages.
As we look at Robert Power leading Philip Collins from Tommy Evans of the Antrim Giant team, 30 seconds ahead. Evans has known the colour of yellow in the Fbd Milk Ras of 1994. It's been a good week too for this four-man Lee Strand Ireland team under Alistair McLennan. Power driving Collins and then Evans, but the chase is on behind. Certainly been no loitering in the race this year. It's been hell for leather almost from the opening. Matthew Stevens here with Ben Wilson from the Stretford Bay West team leading the chase. And a couple of the Scottish team up there, the two Riddles, and that's no conundrum. It's time for some food. Get some potassium. Paul McQuaid is the banana eater. Yellow jersey of Farrell. And just coming up on Farrell's right shoulder there is Richie McCauley from the Wicklow Coors extra goal team. Back to Lonergan. And eat on. Declan Lonergan looking comfortable. There's a Freeman Mallow, and Tommy Evans takes that one. Power was second, Collins third. But Evans doing no work. And the two Lee Strand boys really keeping up the pace. This Ireland team absolutely intent on winning the Ross in 1994. There's Evans. I think he's beginning to feel the pace a little because it's been high speed nearly all the way. But once we see number 71 at the front of the trio.
Don't put this on TV, my manager will tell me.
Don't put this on TV, I think he said. My manager will kill him. But out of sight of the cameras, the three are caught. And now the lead numbers 6. The leaders are 6. Les McKay, Dublin Fingal, Manor Farm team, Kenny Riddle, Ian Gill, Scott McDonald, Patrick Killally and Matthew Rogers. And a big chase on as well, which we'll be able to check on very shortly. There's Kenny Riddle, the Scottish team. McKay just on his wheel. These fellas are strong indeed. Matthew Rogers, number 36. And the race now in the general vicinity of Mitchelstown in the county of Cork. And as anyone who passes through Mitchelstown day in, day out will know, they're doing a big job on the main street there, so there's a bit of rerouting to be done on the Ross. Number 30, Kenny Riddle from the Scottish team. McKay going through there. What a good rider he is too. And what a good day he's had on this particular stage. There's quite a big group behind in the chase. This chasing group includes Bobby Power, Brendan Graham, Mark Kiley, David Buchan and Paul Kennedy, Paul Giles, Ian Chivers. Ian Chivers, 9th on general classification. Matthew Stevens of Britain, as always, still doing a bit of chasing. And coming up, the Preem at Ballyporty. And it's Ian Julks who takes that. Meantime, back to the stage race proper. 6 still in the lead, but they are being caught. Very high-speed day. Contrast this with some of the professional races you may see from time to time on your screens, where it looks tactical for a long time. It seems out-and-out racing here. And as you can see, the gap is beginning to close and the chasing group beginning to bridge over. And it's the coming together of the group now numbering in all 16 riders. Crossing over the River Suir. The yellow jersey was quite a bit back, almost 3/4 of a minute back, fighting hard to get back up. But in this lot, no sign of Declan Lonergan. Steve Farrell in yellow still chasing in the group with Collins and Henry. time to admire the scenery, or as golfer Walter Hagen once said, take your time and smell the roses. They do not have time for that. It's the battle for one man to hold on to yellow, the battle for the main contenders to try and wrest it off his shoulders. And then there's the not small sideshow of who's going to win the stage. And that for today, on the way from Boyle to Westport, is the biggest question of all. There's the yellow jersey of Tommy Evans, beginning to slip off his shoulders on time. Any one of a couple could be now moving into that challenging position, including this man here from Holland, the Holland giant team, Danny Stam. It's only a matter of seconds and now Stam very much challenging Evans. And again we see a close-up of the American George Espinosa. Of course, it's an American, Lance Armstrong, who is the reigning world professional road race champion. And before that, of course, the 3 times Tour de France winner Greg LeMond. So the sport alive, well, and very strong in America.
Oh, you fuck! Get the fuck out of the way!
The international language of annoyance. But George Espinosa, looking good, looking strong, and the man in his wake, his immediate wake here, is Eric Becker of the Germany Hamburg team. Not prepared to do much turn up front, so the odds would be on Becker as they come into the finish. Eric Becker from the Germany team, and here they appear now for the finish into Westport. Who's going to take it? Becker is up there. Becker very strong. So is Espinosa, but Becker from the Hamburg team coming in to be racing nearly 4 hours, and he does it. Eric Becker, Hamburg, has won the stage. And now Declan Darnigan, after a great day of very hard work, comes in 7th spot. It's been a great day, a really tough day in the saddle. 110 miles, winner's time 3:51.25. And Danny Stam moves up from 5th to leader.
I did a lot of work, but that's the way you have to do in this race. You got to take the race by the scruff of the neck and just go for it. And the bunch were right behind us more or less the whole way until right near the end. And a group of riders come up and they all had pretty fresh legs. But I felt very, very strong. I was a little bit disappointed at the end where I missed the split with about 5 miles to go. But very happy to feel this strong at this stage of the race.
It's really hard because there's so many attacks. You never know which one is the one that's going to make it. And so I think mainly we'll just be doing the same thing we have been doing until it gets closer to the end when it'll be more easy to control it. But as for now, I don't think anybody will really be able to control the race very well just because there's so many attacks.
George Espinosa there at 46 seconds in 2nd place behind the yellow jersey of Danny Stam as they head off from Westport to Ennis. 92-mile stage today. And shortly after Westport, an attack. 8 riders had a go. Henry Chivers and Kenny Riddle among them. Paul McQuaid as well. Mark Kiley, Enda Murray, and Virenk from Holland. And look at the presence of those Irish jerseys. Stage 4, Tuesday the 17th of May. And the weather holding up for them. Uphill, although you wouldn't think it from the speeds that they're activating there. Danny Stam, the new man in yellow, from the Holland Giant team. Robert Parr, the current Irish road race champion in the #1 outfit. Shortly we'll be able to pick out those who are in the lead. Kenny Riddle is there. So is Ian Chivers. Philip Collins from the Lee Strand, Ireland team. And Roddy Riddle, number 29, in the blue outfit of the Scottish team. Mark Kiley and Carlo there as well. And Conor Henry. Number 3 is Philip Collins. Number 2, Conor Henry. Please look at 15 there. And they're all enjoying it. Philip Collins, yeah, a nice piece of riding here on this day. This you could say is the main bunch. Well, that little problem cleared up in time for the riders to appear. They wouldn't be too worried about sheep. Dogs are a great dread for cyclists going at speed, and little dogs wandering across the road, oblivious to it all. 22 seconds the board is showing. But it's certainly the Fbd Milk Ras of 1994 is a no hanging about event. Very fast pace indeed. Stam, the yellow jersey, pushing the pace along all the time. And a good ride here by Ian Chivers today, and Paul McQuaid we saw there briefly as well. He's been on the van all day since they left Westport. One of the Dutchmen in that lot as well, Arthur Fadenhout. Good wide stretch of road here, but you can see the whole race is stretched out. Sure sign that we're having a bit of speed. A race that for over 40 years has held the attention of the country. Some great riders through the years have won this. Paddy Flanagan, Seamus O'Hanlon, Stephen Roach. They've been here. Peter Doyle and Concord, the roads of Ireland, and then the great visiting teams from Russia and Czechoslovakia. But right now, the Irish boys right up there with the best of them. A good team this year, Power, Henry, Collins and Lonergan. And one more time we're looking at the American George Espinosa. Every day he's up there in the picture. Hand held aloft was Declan Lonergan. He's having a little bit of trouble. It's a puncture. Back wheel puncture, you can see. Riding the rims, Lonergan. Well, he's having a quick change. And you'll see the teamwork here now of how they have to wait for each other and bring each other up. You'll see an Irish rider presently, I'm sure, waiting for Lonergan to get back onto the race. Yes, there we have him. It's Conor Henry waiting for Declan Lonergan, and he'll pace him back up to the race. And I think Philip Collins is up ahead there, just hanging about, waiting to get his teammate back on. And then the three of them will work, and that's what team cycling's about. Albeit for this team, it's only 4 men. Yes, it is Philip Collins up there. So, they get together, and away they go again. Nice little cameo there of what teamwork means in cycling. Danny Stam of Holland is the man in the yellow jersey. So we've had a few changes of that garment since the race began on Saturday in Dublin. Here's the man of the moment, Danny Stam, and he's got a teammate, Bart Virenk, up there with him as well. Number 19 is Christian Hamburg, but what a naff name that is. Christian Hamburg from the Germany Hamburg team. On the way to Ennis in the County Clare. Another stage to be won, more precious seconds to be gained. All in pursuit of the title of Fbd Milk Race Champion of 1994. And it's the battle for that finish to get us. Arthur Fadenhout of Holland showing very strongly up there in the front. The Irish trying to shake up something. Lonergan looking good today. Conor Henry as well.
And as they go across the line, so the leaders coming to view.
Another frame coming up here. And that's the blue jersey of one of the Scots. It's Roddy Riddle, Richie McCauley with him from the Coors Extra Gold team. Good sprint for that one. And Lonergan is there again. Another second for him. And it's now a 3-second lead.
So Lonergan has gained one more vital second in his quest for the Fbd Milk Ras. So
now, the crowd, the big crowd that has turned out in Swords know that they're about to see yet another Irish victory. 10 of the last 12 Ross have been won by Irish riders, and it's about to be 11 out of 13, going all the way back to 1982. Getting ready. This is George Espinosa. He's going to win the stage. He's had a memorable week in Ireland. Some great riding in all facets of the road sport. And a man who was prominent all day is second on the stage, Les McKay. Eric Becker of Germany would be third. Roddy Riddle fourth, but watch for the yellow jersey coming through. Arms aloft in the thin air. The stage winner is Espinosa, but the race winner is Declan Lonergan.
Here they come. Let's hear for them. The heroes of the Ross.
A super win for Lonergan.
Coming home after 9 days racing.
The attainment of a dream. George Espinosa, United States of America. Will he be the next Lance Armstrong or Greg LeMond, for that matter, the stage winner? The king of the mountains, getting the red jersey, Richie McCauley from the Wicklow Coors Extra Gold team. Second overall on the stage, the sporting Steve Farrell. And finally, but most important of all, the man of the moment in the yellow jersey that matters most, the final one, Declan Lonergan. He's now going to go professional. The best of luck to him. We think he'll make it. Well done, Declan.
Well, today, I mean, it's, it worked out absolutely perfect. My teammates went to the front of the bunch right from the very first mile, and they rode tempo so that nobody could or would attack because it was too fast. And I had a bit of a scare. I punctured about 3 miles outside of Swords here before the finishing circuit, but again my teammates came back and brought me up. Then I just had to try and stay at the front, and I got 3 seconds in time bonuses, and the English guys, Steve Farrell and Lee Davis, didn't get any, so I knew that I was up on 3 seconds, and then I just had to stay upright on the last lap, and I did, and I'm in yellow, very happy.